Hey gents, today we're looking at one company but two different shoes. We're going to look at the difference between an Allen Edmonds full price regular Fifth Avenue shoe and what you get with their factory seconds. So let's dive in. First, you need to be ready to buy an Allen Edmonds shoe because at $400 plus, this is a hefty brand to get into, but it is an investment. If you want to get into the Allen Edmonds but not quite pay the full price, factory seconds is a great alternative, and we're going to talk about the differences between the shoes today. As we jump into the shoe, make sure you subscribe to learn about the best menswear on the internet. Give a thumbs up for this video, and if you have any experience with factory seconds, I want to hear from you as well down in the comments, because this is just my single experience, but it's always going to be a little bit different. So first, let's dive into the Fifth Avenue shoe in general, and then we'll talk about the differences between the two. So the Fifth Avenue is just a standard cap-toe Oxford with light broguing on the front, and what you get from Allen Edmonds as a brand overall, this shoe starts at $425. You can find it for like $395 on Zappos, and sometimes they're on sale, but you're getting high quality imported calfskin leather made in the USA. You get this beautiful leather sole, you get Goodyear welted construction, and just one of the highest quality shoes you can get in this price point. To me, one of the biggest selling features of Allen Edmonds is their recrafting service, and so if you get a Blake or Goodyear constructed shoe from anywhere else, you can take it to a cobbler and get it redone. But Allen Edmonds takes it a step further, and after, let's say 4 years of wearing this shoe on a regular basis, you can send this back to them. It's $125, and they will entirely recraft the shoe. They'll give you new soles, new heels, new cork insole. They re-welt the shoe, they hand polish the upper, and they give you new laces. They basically build the entire shoe again around this upper, because this is where a bulk of the cost for the shoe comes in. And you can even do upgrades to the shoe and everything, but that whole recrafting process is a great way to get more life and value out of your shoes, because if you're investing in these shoes, you want to keep them for life, essentially. So if you want to get into the Allen Edmonds world, but you're not quite ready to go to $425, the factory seconds is a great alternative to going there. So this is the pair that I picked up from the factory seconds. This pair is $195 of the Fifth Avenue, and this is the full price pair at $425 for demonstration purposes. And I want to go in and show the differences between the two, and why, if you're considering Allen Edmonds, factory seconds is a great place to start. The Fifth Avenue does give your feet a little bit of an interesting look. The cap toe is very short on this one. So this is my Paul Evans shoe, and it's the same size shoe, but you can see that there's like an inch difference, or a 3/4 of an inch difference between the cap toes on the two. And so this one makes my foot look a little bit longer. I wear a size like 13 or 14 sometimes, and this one, I just thought it was an interesting look between the two. But the Fifth Avenue is such a great place to start in the Allen Edmonds line, unless you go with a full cap toe with no broguing, but that's all personal preference. And it's a little bit tough to see in the video, but right out of the box, the factory seconds version has just a lighter finish to the leather, and the full price version has a slightly deeper and more rich color to the finishing. From an upper standpoint, you're getting virtually the same product. Now, because it's a factory second, there are going to be some blemishes and differences. Another big difference right out of the box is you have a leather sole on the full price, and you have the day-night rubber sole on the factory second. That's going to be a big cost savings between the two. To me, the rubber sole, I actually have a couple of shoes with the day-night on the bottom, and I'm starting to prefer these over the leather. Leather supposedly will last a little bit longer, but they both qualify for the recrafting service. So to me, that isn't a big negative between the two, but it is something to be aware of. On the factory second, there are a few slight blemishes to the leather right out of the box, and I'll put some close-ups here. On the toe, there's just a small kind of scuff on the leather. The way that Allen Edmonds describes the factory seconds is that essentially you're getting the same shoe that you would be buying at full price, except when it came off the line, because it's using the same high quality leathers, high quality materials as the full price shoes, there's just something a little bit off about the shoe, from either a small blemish in the leather or a part of the construction that wasn't quite up to snuff. Because if you're paying $425 for a shoe, you want a damn perfect shoe. The factory seconds is just saying, the shoe is going to have something a little bit off with it, but you're also saving almost 50%. On the last, right near the stitching, there's like this small blemish where it looks like the blade just hit at a wrong angle, and so it's very minor things, but because you're going from $425 to $195, you're going to expect some blemishes. But most of the things that have been wrong with these shoes, you can easily buff out a little piece of the leather, or if you just expect that when you wear them they're going to get a little bit damaged anyway, then it's not a huge deal. And then there is some sort of difference between the insole of the two. So the full price one it feels higher quality, and then this one, I don't know the exact differences, but there's definitely something different between the two, probably another way that they're saving costs. So that'll do it for our Fifth Avenue shoes here. I would say that if you are an Allen Edmonds shopper and you're already buying the shoes and you're comfortable with the full price, I'd say to continue to buy those because you do get a nicer, higher quality shoe with no blemishes. If you're trying to get into this world and you're trying to start out with Allen Edmonds and it really feels like a stretch to go for $400, this is an incredible way to go for the second price. And I think the next logical question in this step then is, do you go with this, which might have some slight blemishes, but it's a really high quality construction, really high quality materials, versus some of the other shoes you can find in the $200 price point? For example, this is like my Beckett and Simonon right here, which I have worn quite a bit, as you can see, and it's held up well. I think between the two, I would lean towards the Allen Edmonds versus either a Meerman or a Beckett and Simonon, but I think I'll save that to cover in a separate video because I do want to wear these a little bit more than I already have in order to make those conclusions. But either way, gents, I want to hear from you down below. What do you think of the factory seconds? Do you have experience with this? Would you go for this over a Meerman or Beckett Simonon? Like I said, I want to hear from you guys down in the comments. And I know I haven't covered much Allen Edmonds on the channel, but I do want to change that because I am enamored with this company. I always have been. I just haven't been really into this price point, but now with the factory seconds, I'm really excited to cover more, especially because they have so much more to offer, and it's just a heritage company, made in the USA, great stuff, and so looking forward to more of that in the future. If you have any brands that you think I should cover, there's a brand tracker down below. It's a Google Doc. You can go ahead and update that down there. That's where I pull some of my brands from, and any questions I can try and answer down in the comments or reach out at @_Kavalier on Twitter and Instagram. I put some behind the scenes stuff and answer questions over there. Love to hear from you guys, and until next time, gents, this is the Kavalier.